Hello. Today I will be reviewing the films of Asian cinema, and the two films we had to watch in the section 1954's Seven Samurai, a movie from Japan directed by Akira Kurosawa, and 1955's Pachali, Indian film from directed by Sanjeev Rai. Um, both these films are excellent, um, as they are from different countries, different cultures. They are both excellent in their own right. Um, but what I found fascinating about both, before I go into my overall analysis, are that both films incorporate the love of nature, or the elements of nature within a film, within the film. Um, Water, the wind, fire, and of course the earth. Um, Seven Samurai, I found it a little long, but it was excellent as um, as it flowed uh, very, very wonderfully. It was a well executed film, and I divided it into four parts or sections. So the first section, which covers the first hour, was basically the villagers going into town to try and find samurai to help defend the village against bandit attacks. The second section or second hour was devoted to the samurai and the villagers working together, balanced with one another in an harmonious manner. Uh, the third was uh, defending against the bandit attacks, and the fourth truncated hour was the eventual last stand. It was a well done film, excellent acting, great choreography. Kurosawa in his film utilizes close-ups, and for the battle sequences, telephoto wide angle lens that produces some wonderful battle shots. Um, as you can see, some of the scenes reflecting this are towards the end of the film. He uses water and really uses the rain and the splashing of the mud to give it an aesthetic, realistic tone to the battle sequences, and his effective use of camera uh, during uh, during the battle sequences. He moves either fast on a he jump cut on a certain action, like if the character is uh, moving one way and then quick and the opposite direction, he tends to follow the movements through that. In regards to editing techniques, Kurosawa invents a new shot called the wipe. This is later used a good effect in the Star Wars series. The wipe is film transition will essentially the flame wipes away from one scene to the next, such as if I'm talking about the next movie, Pachali, all I have to do is just like that. So Pachali is the first part of the Apu trilogy. It was also the first film by Ray, and it was a fabulous, it was a wonderful movie. It depicts the effects of poverty uh, in one family struggle in an impoverished part of India. Um, uh, as from the opening show or opening title suggests of the movie, the scenes were filmed in Bengali, so it gives a nice, authentic feel to it. Uh, the film is basically told in the point of view of the two children, uh, Dorka, the teenage daughter who has to become an adult essentially and look after her baby brother Apu. Um, and while I was watching this, I couldn't help the fact that um, this ties into Italian neorealism in some aspects, as they did shoot on location using non-professional actors, and it really helped. The acting was very good. The music was overall excellent, um, as it takes from the more Indian traditional musical cues, as opposed to Seven Samurai, where the music is kind of more of like that of a typical um, studio. It does carry the traditional Japanese musical cues, um, but overall, this is more in line with what I think the music represents in that culture in that time period. So now for my next, I compare the humanistic qualities of both films and give the scenes. Um, like I mentioned in the beginning, both films have a love and deep appreciation of nature and the elements, and they both use it in their movie style approach. Um, Basically, like I mentioned before, uh, the use of the mud, the rain, in the battle sequences. Um, so you see this uh, heavily with the monsoon winds picking up steam in the second half of Pachali. There are also some humanistic qualities that I found very refreshing, such as in the 38-minute mark of the film, where the family is basically gathering at nighttime, um, doing their own basic family activities. The mother is trying to braid the daughter's hair while Apu is getting vocabulary writing lessons from his father. This shows a very humanistic quality to them, and it shows them bonding together as a family. Um, as the father aspect is missing mostly throughout the film as he tries to maintain his job uh, and a lifestyle where and make money where the family doesn't live in poverty anymore. And this can be shown in the fact at the 55-minute mark of the movie, the wife basically um, talks to her husband and basically says that this is my ancestral home too. Uh, like living in the jungle. I have nobody around me to talk to or to unload my feelings upon. And it's um, just that, well, the husband's so kind of almost like shrugging it off um, in a way. Um, he knows everybody in the basically knows everybody in the town, um, but he doesn't have time to write and respond to his wife's needs. So there's a very much of a disconnect there. Um, Also, the deaths that were found in the 1 hour, 18-minute mark and the hour, 45-minute mark, both Auntie and the teenage daughter, Dolga, um, almost happens at around the same time, a few minutes apart. Um, they are both very tragic. Um, and there's not a lot of spoken dialogue, just the characters' expression on their faces uh, seem to convey to the audience uh, the what they are feeling and grappling with at the time. Um, it is Dolga who does uh, find the end kind of slumped over in her state. And when she tries to wake her up or get her attention, uh, she she basically slumps over on the ground. Um, and we hear kind of a sound that's like hitting her head on a rock or something, and her instant reaction of wide-eyed, then cutting back to Apu, and then back to her, basically reflects what she's feeling or what she's grappling with at that time. Um, Dolga was close to Enki the same way that Apu was close to um, his sister. So those both of those deaths seem to pretty much hit them hard. Um, and for the later, when Dolga dies, you see Apu going about his daily activities, but his sister's not there to help him get ready. So it's kind of a now what moment. And both Kurosawa and Wave, um, they both show the character's deaths if the movie's not as meaningless, but have in some way a profound impact going forward on on the overall story. So that's what I found symbolic. Um, that's what I found really striking about both films. So now to turn this off. And another thing about the unspoken dialogue, it also happens around the 2 hour, 16-minute mark of Seven Samurai, where Rikichi and some of the samurai are conducting an attack on the bandits' fort, and Rikichi looks to try and find his wife, and it's just that lot of them finding each other, and then the wife's afraid, so she runs back in the burning fort and succumbs to her death. Um, uh, the unspoken dialogue there really reflects a lot, um, and it mostly conveys to the audience what the characters are feeling at that time. Um, so to wrap up with my overall opinion on the movie, and thank you for bearing with me because this is longer than I thought. Um, this is my first time seeing both these films in class. I haven't seen them before for my first time at DVC or at San Francisco State. So this is off my, I would give Seven Samurai a full 10 out of 10. I thought it was very well done. And Kurosawa does a great job in heightening the suspenseful moments along with the humanistic qualities. And I would give Pachali a 8.5 out of 10. Since summer break is coming up, I do, after watching Pachali, I would like to try and finish out the rest of the Apu trilogy, so I know it happens. So thank you for hearing, and thanks for being patient, and I look forward to hearing the rest of your comments, opinions, and thoughts on the movies. Bye.